Hey, good morning. Hang on, I'm photographing pronghorn out here. At least I'm trying. Kind of hiding behind the sage right now. Hold that thought. All right, this feels better now. There's no more pronghorn out here taunting me, distracting me from making video. So when I lost my train of thought, I have no idea where I was, but I will revisit my weekend plan. Was to come up here and camp all alone, solo, for 2 days and do nothing but photography and videography, of course. It's late July. It's hot, although today it's not. Summer's been really hot and really dry. We have a cold front that moved in yesterday. We've got some rain overnight. It's cloudy this morning, so it's lovely. It's perfect. In late July and early August, kind of the only real game in town, consistent, good action, is the bison rut starting. And we've got pronghorn out here, of course, and then we could run into anything. We could run into a bear or an elk or whatever, but those would be kind of like icing on the cake type things. But our real consistent thing that's normally happening right now is the bison rut. Our entire herd has been up here this summer. They didn't split in two like normal, and part of them hang out in the south. But the whole herd disappeared. And so there's like hundreds and hundreds of bison that have vanished. I mean, they're in the trees at the river bottom or over there in the creek bottom that way. But I don't see one bison out here. And so, you know, I'd really wanted to spend a lot of time photographing bison this weekend. So I got to shift gears here. It kind of reminds me of Anne Lamott, who she's a writer. She's written a bunch of books. She also teaches writing and does some like mentorships and things like that. And there's a prayer, a quote that she says to herself when she sits down to write every day. Don't quote me on the exact details of this, but the gist of it is something to the effect of, she kind of prays for or asks the universe for, or whatever, however you want to put it. She says, help me get out of the way so that I can write what wants to be written today. And I need to like talk to myself in a very similar way right now, because what I had wanted to do isn't going to happen today. So now I kind of need to ask for, you know, help in getting out of my own way and my own preconceptions and my own ideas to allow myself to make the photos that want to be made today, because the bison photos don't want to be made today, or at least this morning. Of course, I'll check back here later because those bison move around. But I kind of need to allow myself to get out of the way and my ideas and preconceptions so I can start seeing what's actually there to be photographed today. Because it's not what I had thought was going to be here, or not what I wanted to be here. So I'm kind of in that mode right now where I need to mentally shift gears and think about what other photos can be made today besides bison. So that's the deal out here. I'll let you know when I find something else to photograph. Hopefully that's soon. But I'm not seeing much out here, so I'm going to get to moving. There we go. A skunk just ran across the field over here. This little meadow over here. Right out there. And I tried to make a few photos of it. So I have currently the Sony A9 II and the 100 to 400 millimeter lens. I have this set on 1/8 of a second. So trying to do some motion blur stuff with that, with the pronghorn back there. And when I saw this skunk running across the meadow right here, which is odd, I had to choose either between grabbing that or grabbing the A1 with the 400 2.8 and either freezing the action with the 400 2.8 or doing motion blur. And it was kind of cool, actually. A black and white animal moving through the kind of golden grasses out there. I had like 2 seconds to make that decision, and I thought, even if it's not sharp, even in the least, if I just see the black and white stripe of the skunk moving through the grass, we would know exactly what that is, right? And so I don't necessarily need any detail in the fur or anything. So I chose to go motion blur on that. I haven't even looked at the images that I shot, but I only had about 20 seconds to make some images. So I'm not real hopeful that any of those turned out, but I'll show you my best one there anyways, even if it sucks. Those are really low percentage shots, but it was cool. And now I got a pronghorn buck coming in from over here. I don't want to spook him, so I'm going to try and get low and use the car as a blind, and hopefully he doesn't go too far away. This, I'll be just looking for a portrait here. Something nice and clean. We'll see if I get it. Okay, I made a few photos here, but I'm thinking ahead here. He's coming, like he's going to come across the road this way. You won't be able to see it out here, but the Tetons are right back here. I'm going to reset my camera up here for normal non-motion blur stuff. And I'm going to let him, he's going to cross the road here. Check this out. So he's right out there now. So if he crosses the road there and comes out into this meadow, I might be able to get an environmental shot here with the pronghorn, and it's nice, super clean foreground here with just grass, and then up to the drama in the sky, and then just the outline of the Tetons. Could be gorgeous. So he's about to cross the road. I have the A9 with the 100 to 400 set up here. Looks like it's going to want to be right at like 100 to 150 millimeters. So if he just comes across the road here and doesn't run off completely. Okay, that didn't spook him. Maybe I can get a nice environmental shot of him here with the Tetons behind. So this would be great. I just got to wait for him to cross the road. He's like 10 feet off the road down here now. Okay, he just crossed the road. Now I got to creep up on him slow enough that I don't spook him too bad, that I can still have him big enough in the frame so that you know what it is. But it's a perfect setup for a beautiful environmental portrait here. See if I get lucky. This would be awesome. Okay, he's running a little bit as I'm approaching. Just gotta hope he doesn't totally book it. Okay, looks great. Perfect setup. He's like 40 yards away now. Nice. Awesome. Now I just need him to lift his head. All I've got is a butt shot at the moment. I've got the Grand Teton right behind him. He's kind of just showing me his butt. Oh, there we go. Profile. I'm going to go vertical here with the grander right behind him. Got a great butt shot. That was pretty good. The light on the mountains, pretty dramatic. I mean, it's flat light, but the haze looks really good. He's moved kind of off a ways, so he's just going to keep getting smaller and smaller in the frame, but I'm not ready to give up on it yet because even though he's real small in the frame, you still know exactly what he is out there. And it's a really nice, clean, simple shot. Between just the clean grass and the haze, it's pretty nice. I'm not quite going to give up on this yet, though I probably should. He's just too far away now. I couldn't leave that pronghorn. He was moving out through this meadow. And wanted to get a little cleaner shot with him in the mountains. So I don't know if it'll happen or not, but I had to leave the car behind, come out here. And it's just lovely. But I just gotta hope he's not so skittish that he doesn't just bolt on me. So I'm gonna try and sneak along here. See if I can get a photo of him. I think that's the best I'm going to get out of that. He just kept kind of slowly walking away. I got a couple of poses there. Just smaller in the frame than I would like. And I got to get low to silhouette him. That was a cool opportunity with that reasonably cooperative pronghorn. So, let's call that one good. I think I'll probably convert those to black and white. I'll see. The gold grass might add something to that photo that the black and white doesn't have, so I'll process it both ways and just kind of see which one feels right. My gut tells me black and white is the way to go, but my gut has been wrong before. So anyway, back to the car, keep moving around looking for more opportunities like that. That was great. All right, so as I was driving along, I saw a bull elk near the road, but he was bedded down, but if he stands up, there's a good chance you won't be able to see this, but Jackson Lake is kind of out there in the distance, and also the sky is like overcast. So my visualization of what could possibly happen with this bull elk would be for him to stand up and me be able to kind of silhouette him with either the lake or the bright sky behind him, which would be great. It'd be much, much cleaner and simpler than just photographing a bull elk in the forest, like this kind of stuff. So I think it's probably worth me walking out there and waiting and see if he stands up and gets himself into a good place where I can have hopefully his head and his antlers at least in the sky or with the lake behind them, just to give me a nice clean composition. So that's my plan, is to go do that. I'm going to bring the 400mm 2.8 with the Sony A1 because it's still actually kind of darkish. So the 200 or the 2.8 could be helpful. And it's a big animal, so I probably don't need the teleconverter on this. And I'll stay back enough that I can, well, I'll get as much as I can. We'll just have to see. So anyway, cross my fingers that bull elk situation works out. I'll let you know. While I'm waiting for that elk, I think I'm going to sit on this rock and just chill next to Jackson Lake because it's lovely out. See what I mean? Seems like a good place to just chill for a while. Well, hello. I made it back to the camper. You know, the R-Pod. You see the R-Pod? R-Pod. So, I'm done for the morning. I'm back to the camper to have lunch, take a shower, chill. I will probably go back out. No, I'm definitely going back out this afternoon, but I'm going to end the video here for the morning with the thought of Anne Lamott and her little kind of prayer that she calls it a prayer of getting out of her own way to let what wants to be written by her. I kind of wanted to do that this morning, where I wanted to get out of my own way and my own thoughts of wanting to photograph bison today, and there weren't bison. So I had to get out of my own way and change gears and actually look for things other than bison out there. And I found a few things. So, you know, that skunk and pronghorn, that beautiful elk, and then some random landscape stuff. So all in all, it was a good morning. I wouldn't call this a great morning. I didn't have any truly great photo ops, but I had a blast out there and it was lovely. I think one of my favorite things about the morning was just driving around with the windows down and feeling all the cool air and smelling everything's covered in rain and dew and it's wet and wonderful. And so that's kind of what sticks out in my mind this morning, was just how lovely it was to drive around with the windows down and walk around too. When I was out walking around, it smelled great too. So anyway, hope some of that came through on the video. Hope you enjoyed this. Give me a thumbs up. That helps the channel, giving thumbs ups. And leave me a message. That's cool too. Let me know what you thought. And if you're interested in Africa, we have an awesome trip. Sue Cedarholm and I have an awesome trip to Tanzania and Kenya coming up in February. We'd love to have some of you guys come join us. So we do have some openings left. And it's going to be unbelievable. Of course, Africa is just unbelievable. So other than that, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Take care.